What's going on, friends? Cooper the Reseller coming at you from Omaha, Nebraska, and in this video I want to go over 10 mistakes that beginners make when they start selling on Mercari. I've been selling on Mercari for about 2+ years, and I've been using the platform since 2017, and there's some mistakes that you can make if you're not aware of everything that goes on with the platform. So let's go ahead and get right into this list that I've made, starting with mistake number 1, and that is being scared of scams. Mistake number 1, being scared of scams. Sorry for my handwriting. Hopefully it's not too terrible. But I've had a lot of people reach out to me being scared of scams. I know in the past, Mercari's had a reputation of people being scammed for whatever reason. They're not getting their money, they're not getting their payouts. And ever since I've started using the platform, I've had 0 issues in this regard. People message me saying, what happens if the buyer doesn't say that they got their item? Do I lose the money and the item? What happens there? Well, Mercari makes you ship with a tracking code, and that tracking information will show Mercari that the item has been delivered to your buyer. And then if after that point they say they lost the item, it's not your fault. It falls on the shipping company. So if they got your item and they said they didn't, you should be okay because you have that tracking information to protect you. There's also a bunch of safety measures Mercari has implemented to keep buyers and sellers safe. As long as you do everything the way you're supposed to, you should be not worried about scams at all. In my experience, I've sold hundreds of items. I've never had an issue. Now, every once in the blue moon, there might be something that goes wrong. That's just something you have to be prepared for, but it is so minuscule, so unlikely to happen. Don't let the fact of being scared of the scams prevent you from getting on the platform in the first place, because the pros way outweigh the negatives and the cons of being scared of scams. It's more than likely never going to happen to you if you don't sell that much, and if you do sell a ton, it's very rare that it's going to happen, and that it happens in all businesses, even retail. People steal stuff from Walmart, Target, whatever. It's just a part of business, but do not be scared of scams. Let's get into mistake number 2, and for this, it comes down to shipping. Very important part of Mercari in my experience. And why do I say shipping is a mistake? Well, if you're new to Mercari, there's 2 ways you can ship items. One way is by using Mercari prepaid labels, and they sort these by the weight of your item, the size of dimensions of your item, and they put them into little buckets. So for example, if you're shipping something between, I think there's like a 0 to 8 ounce bucket, an 8 ounce to 1 pound bucket, a 1 to 3 pound bucket, and a 3 to 5 or 3 to 10 pound bucket, and maybe something above that. But those all have their own pricing structures. And then that is how you ship with Mercari. You select one of those pricing structures, select one of those buckets. When your item sells, they'll send you a prepaid label, and you put that item in a box or a poly bag or whatever and send it out. The other option is you can select to ship on your own, and I believe this is only an option if you offer free shipping. So that's what I do, and I actually made a video how to do this, and I'll post it up in the corner. But if you can ship on your own, usually always it will save you money. So it's basically like saving yourself free money just by shipping on your own. It does require a little more work though, and you can ship on your own by using a website called pirateship.com/shipnow, or just pirateship.com. I'm thinking the other option is paypal.com/shipnow. Those are 2 options you can ship with on your own. And usually I can always get shipping labels $1 or a couple dollars cheaper than what I would have paid for those prepaid labels. And if you sell a lot of items, that adds up over time. So I highly recommend at least looking into shipping on your own. Just to look into that, because it can save you money. Check out my other video if you want to see how to do that. The other thing I want to say about shipping on your own is that you have to use your own money to buy the shipping labels, and a lot of people don't want to do that. So if you don't want to use your own credit card or debit card or whatever to pay for the shipping labels and then wait to get the money from the sale, you're better off using Mercari Label, because the Mercari labels will take the money out of the net earnings you'd be making from that item, and they put that towards the label. So you never have to pay for that label directly, Mercari will. So that's another thing to keep in mind when talking about shipping labels. Mistake number 3 is photos. Might as well underline it because I've underlined the other 2. So when I'm talking about photos, you really want to optimize your photos. And there's a few ways to do this. Starting with the first tip, if you're taking photos not on the Mercari app, I highly recommend using the square format on your phone, because that's how photos are displayed on the app. They're displayed in the square 1:1 format. You want to upload photos in their square format, because if you don't and you upload them in the 9:16 ratio, when people are swiping through the photos, it'll be zoomed in on that 9:16 photo ratio. It'll be zoomed into that square. So the photos on the listing will look way more zoomed in than you want them to be, and it just won't look as good. But if they do click into the photo, it will show the whole photo, but it's just easier to do the square format because it's better optimized for the Mercari listings. Another thing you want to do, and let me write these down. We'll go A, square, photo, and then B, white backgrounds. Background. Horrible handwriting. All right, with the white background, it may or may not be confirmed that it helps in the algorithm when you have a white background. At least most of the selling platforms, they prefer your items to have white backgrounds. That's usually why you'll see like items that are selling a ton have white backgrounds. And another benefit to having a white background is it makes it more likely for your item to be featured on Google Shopping. If you ever Google something and then you go to the shopping tab, you can see all the different items pop up. They prefer that those items have a white background, so that can help you not only just on the Mercari app, but it can also help you on Google Shopping if that's something that you want to happen, which I do, because it increases the chance of you making a sale. So when it comes to photos, try to do square photos, try to do white backgrounds, and try to have clear photos, bright photos. For example, if you can get some box lights like I have here that's lighting me up right now, those really help. Or if you can take photos outside under the light, that really helps. Just whatever you can to make your photos pop and make your buyers see the details of the items better. Highly recommend that. Let's get into mistake number 4. Measurements. Measurements. If you don't include measurements, you could potentially be losing a lot of potential sales. I know for me personally, I love looking at measurements when I'm buying items, because I know that different brands that have the same sizes fit differently. It always happens. Sometimes on like a Tommy Hilfiger shirt, I have to wear size small because the Tommy Hilfiger stuff fits bigger. A Nike shirt, I have to wear a size medium. That's just what fits. So I can't just go based on small, medium, large. I also love to look at the measurements of items. You'll probably notice if you don't list items without measurements, people will always be asking you, can you give me the pit to pit measurement? And can you give me the shoulder or the neck to the bottom measurement? That is so people can understand how the item's gonna fit them before they even try it on. And another thing is, if you don't include measurements, those people who ask you, that's awesome. There's going to be a lot of people that don't even ask you because they're too lazy. That's what I do. If I don't see measurements on a listing, I'm like, oh, I don't really want it anymore. I'm just going to go to the next, or I'm going to try to find an item that actually has the measurements. So if you don't have them listed, you're losing some potential buyers that want the measurements and they're too lazy to ask for them. So I recommend just go ahead and include those in the listings every time. You can either include them with a ruler in the photos like this, or you can just type it out in the description, or you can do both. Mistake number 5. Promotions. Now, what do I mean by promotions? Mercari has a really cool promotion feature on the app or on the website where you can go to all your listings and you can hit promote or you can hit offer to liker. And they give you 10 promotes each day. And I highly recommend using them because it'll boost your items back up in the algorithm. And it will also send a message to anyone who has liked the item that this item has been promoted and is now cheaper, and gives them another like notification to see, hey, maybe I want to buy this now that it's cheaper. So I highly recommend doing that. And if your stuff's been sitting around a long time, it just makes it a really easy way to lower the prices over time, which is what you should do if items aren't selling. And when you promote it, I believe it reduces the price by 10%. So I try to promote 10 items every day if you have that amount, or at least one a day. And I also think it helps the rest of your store get promoted in the algorithm as well, because it shows that you're an active store, and that is what Mercari likes to see. And then the other option is offering to likers. You can do this on any of your items. So when you're promoting, it does permanently lower the price down to whatever the new price will be. But if you want to raise it back up, you can. The other option, offer to likers, is you can offer your likers a limited time price, a limited time deal. And then after that deal expires, it goes back to the price it was. So it's more of a temporary offering as opposed to a permanent offering of the promote. And I shouldn't say permanent because you can go back and change it back up, but it's meant to stay at that price and only go down unless you, for some reason, you want to raise it back up. Mistake number 6, getting paid. I have a video on getting paid on Mercari, and I still get bunches and bunches and bunches of questions about getting paid. So it's very important that you know what's going on here when you're getting paid. So first off, if you sell an item, you have to ship the item to the buyer, include a tracking code. Once the tracking code says that the item has been delivered, the buyer now has 3 days to rate your item. Once they rate your item, you will get paid the amount of money that you made from that listing. And if they do not rate the item after the 3 days, it will automatically rate, and then you'll get paid for that item. So you have to wait a little bit before you get paid. People think that instantly, right when you sell an item, that you're going to get that money into your Mercari balance. That's just not true. You have to wait for it to ship, and you have to wait for it to be rated, which is kind of a bummer, especially if you don't know that at first. But it's very important that you know that in case you need money right now. You need to have the expectation that you have to wait a little bit, wait for the item to get delivered and to get rated before you can get your money. And then another thing about getting paid is you need to have a bank account in order to get paid your Mercari balance. So you can go to your bank account, just open up a regular checking account. You need to get the account number and the routing number. Confirm it with Mercari. They might ask for your driver's license or some type of ID. At least I've heard them asking people for that just to confirm you're real. And then you can request a deposit from your Mercari balance into your bank account. I get a lot of questions about that as well. And that usually takes anywhere from 1 to 5 business days, just something to keep in mind. If you don't want to link your Mercari account with a bank account, you can use your Mercari balance buying stuff on Mercari. You can use that balance to buy stuff on Mercari with. So if you want to buy a new pair of jeans and you have 25 bucks in your Mercari balance, you can just go on Mercari and buy a $25 pair of jeans and pay for it directly with your Mercari balance. So that is a nice feature as well. Mistake number 7. Not shipping fast. Mercari gives you, I believe it's either 2 or 3 business days to ship your item after it sells, but I highly, highly, highly recommend shipping it the next business day, if not the same business day, to get your item to your buyers fast. and that will actually help you get more positive reviews, which is what you want on Mercari. A lot of my reviews I've seen have said that I've shipped fast, and I know that if you ship fast, you can also get a lot more positive reviews, so that's really important. Do not wait the full 2 to 3 days. It's not a great buying experience if you have to wait that long to get your items. So try to ship your items out fast. I usually do it within 1 business day, and that usually yields a lot of positive reviews. Also, one more thing I'd say about shipping fast is if you don't ship fast, if you don't ship within 1 business day and you let a day go by and another day and you're about to ship on that 3rd day, something might change in your buyer's mind and they're going to be like, oh no, I don't want this item anymore. Can we please cancel? And then you're screwed and you lose the sale, and that sucks. So the faster you get the item out, the less time they have to cancel their sale. And you don't want any canceled sales because that's not fun. All right, mistake number 8. Customer service. Be nice. Now, there's going to be a lot of people that piss you off on Mercari, a lot of people that lowball you on Mercari. You need to have thick skin when you're selling on Mercari or any selling platform for that matter. It's inevitable that people are going to make you mad somehow, some way, but you need to be nice. You need to kill them with kindness. Have great customer service. Do not give them any reason to report you or to just be mad at you, because that can come back to bite you in the butt, and nobody wants that. So just be nice. If someone asks a question, try to answer it as fast as you can. If someone insults you, just kill them with kindness or refer them to contact Mercari if they have a big problem. A lot of times when people have been snotty with me or whatever, I just try to turn it on them and be super nice with them somehow, some way, and then they end up being nice back to me. And sometimes it will result in a sale, and sometimes it'll result in a bundle sale or something like that. Or if sometimes I have to cancel a sale, that might make them super upset, but I say, hey, I actually have something over here that's very similar. Would you like this instead? And I can give you a good discount on it. And they'll be like, okay, yeah, let's do that. And then they end up happy. They get a similar item of what they wanted, and they get a discount, and you can get a good review from having that good experience. So just be nice. As much as you want to snap back with a nasty comment, just don't do it. It's not worth it. Don't let the trolls get to you. Don't let the low ballers get to you. And actually embrace the low ballers, because getting offers on your items helps them rank in the algorithm as well. So make sure you take those with a grain of salt as well. Mistake number 9. Set expectations. I think it's super important to set expectations on your items when you're selling them. So for example, if you're listing a shirt and you know that there's a hole on the back and you only take pictures of the front and you only say that it's pre-owned, and then you sell the shirt and you give it to the buyer and they have no clue that it has a hole on the back, that's going to be a horrible buying experience. They're going to get the shirt and say, what the heck, bro, there's a hole on the back. So make sure with your listings, you're setting the expectations properly. I like to under-promise and over-deliver on all my items. Make sure you're showing all the flaws. I try to exaggerate on my item conditions. So if there's like a couple minor spots, I'll say this item has spots, and then I'll make sure to point them out in all the photos. And if something might be new, or it's a new open box, you can mark it as used and then just take really good photos to show that it's in really great condition. Another thing that you can set expectations with is the shipping time. You can put a shipping time in your description. You can overestimate it. That's one thing I really love. When I'm expecting something to come later and it comes earlier, that makes me super happy for some reason. So you could say, I probably will ship within 3 business days, or actually you have to, or you could say, I'll probably ship within 2 business days, and then you go ahead and you ship it on the same day that it sells. It's going to get to your buyer so early, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting this for a couple more days and now it's here. My mind is blown. Rather than if you say, I ship within the same day every day, and then you wait 3 business days to ship it, they're going to be super pissed off because it came a couple days late. If they expect it to come within a certain day, they're going to be watching the mailman coming up with their packages, and then they're going to be super down and super depressed because the package did not get there when they expected it. So make sure you're setting expectations across the board with your item, photos, descriptions, shipping time, customer service, all that. Try to under promise and over deliver, and I promise you it will yield awesome results. And mistake number 10, we've made it. Pricing, huge. You need to make sure you're pricing your items appropriately. People are on Mercari because they want bargains. Mercari is similar to Facebook Marketplace, I would say. People just want to go on there fast, find good items, find them cheap. You're probably not going to get premium pricing for items you're selling on Mercari. It feels more like a garage sale / Craigslist / Facebook Marketplace type of deal with shipping involved. Not to say that you can't get really good pricing on things, but the less you price items or the lower you price items, the better chances you're going to have of making sales. That's just something I've noticed in my experience, as opposed to selling on, let's say, Depop or selling on eBay. If you have a vintage item, you probably can get more money for it on Depop as opposed to Mercari. If you're selling something brand new in the box, you're probably going to get more money for it on eBay as opposed to on Mercari. Even Poshmark, if you're selling like a woman's pair of jeans, it's probably going to sell for more on Poshmark just because of the demographics. The people on Mercari are just, it's kind of like a mini eBay, so everything's going to be on there. But you just want to price it competitively. People aren't expecting to pay full retail for items that they find on Mercari. Make sure you price items competitively. And that is the 10 mistakes I have for new sellers on Mercari. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions about any of these mistakes, leave them in the comment section below and I'll try to help answer them. If this video brought you any value, please smash the like button, subscribe if you want to see more reselling related content, and hit that notification bell if you want to be alerted when I post any new videos. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. And again, if you have any questions, please hit me up in the comment section below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.